Here we go. All ones. In the winding days of the Second Empire, the skeletons who were no longer able to make more of their kind found their numbers were slowly diminishing. As unrest rocked the empire, they could no longer hold in check the population of humanity that was ever expanding. Even the hydraulic knights were no longer enough to combat the ever-growing discontent that faced the Second Empire. So, calling upon the esoteric knowledge of the long-lost ancients of the First Empire, the skeletons made a new form of life, crossing mankind with that of beasts. Many human children were taken from their families to make these new beings. A prison can still be found today on the bone fields which may have held these dispossessed children, forced to become the new enforcers of the Second Empire, charged with keeping the ever-growing masses in line with their renowned fighting skill. As the rebellion of the Acronites took place, these once humans earned a reputation for being brutal fighters who betrayed their human origin. Soon the Acronites broke away and founded their holy nation, and the Second Empire fell into decay, as the skeletons under Catlan realized the dream of guiding humanity into a new age was now lost to them forever. As the skeletons left the Empire and gave up on this world, their loyal enforcers also found they no longer served a purpose and left the Second Empire for the deserts of Sten and formed into many tribes who warred with one another in the Holy Nation. As the tribes of Shek, as they became known, fought each other, and the Holy Nation waged war upon their kind, one among them proved a hero above all warriors, a warrior whose skill rivaled none, Kral, whose warrior spirit has laid down the cultural fabric of the Shek to this day, as it is he who united the Shek tribes and saved his people from extermination at the hands of the Holy Nation, and founded the Shek Kingdom of today. In one of the few books of the Shek keep that Kral was only slain when 100 swordsmen attacked him in an ambush, slaying him when the last of his attackers scored a mortal blow to his back. After the death of this great hero, many have ruled the Shek Kingdom, leading their people in the wars with the Holy Nation, until King Shagar tired of waiting for the attacks of the Paladins to come into the Shin Desert, and led a campaign of war into the Holy Nation itself. This war was great, and many on both sides lay dead on the battlefield. But in the end, the warrior spirit of the Shek and their fighting skill was not enough to defeat the mass number of soldiers the Lord Phoenix sent against them. Consumed with vengeance, King Shagar rallied his people for one last stand against the masses of fanatics. A battle where the Shek race would die in glory against their hated foe. As the warriors of the Shek gathered for one last stand, one among their ranks stood in protest to the needless death of their people in a suicide attack against the Acronites. This warrior was Bayan. As Bayan made his protest to the king to abandon the battle and save his people from extinction, Shagar attacked Bayan, but before he could deal the killing blow to Bayan, Ista the Stone Golem stepped in and stopped the blade of Shagar. They then did battle, leaving Shagar dead and the Stone Golem the new ruler of the Shek Kingdom. Agreeing with Bayan, she ordered the Shek warriors to retreat back to the Sten Desert. The Stone Golem has led her kingdom in a new age of consolidation to save her dying people from extinction at the hands of the Acronites. With her advisor Bayan loyally at her side, she has enacted many reforms to the Shek Kingdom as to better maintain the future of her people, and hopefully one day, with the more stable Shek Kingdom, she will lead her people in a true victory over her enemies. The Shek may at first seem to be nothing more than savage warriors, but if one looks closer, you will find deep tradition that spans the many ages of our world. The Shek follow the warrior tradition laid down by Kral, where the Shek fight for what they believe in and will defend their traditions with their lives. The Shek believe that when they die in glorious battle, they will earn a place in the afterlife called Gateway, and worship their ancestors who have earned their spot in Gateway. But those who have been found wanting in battle have their horns removed, and are then forced to work as laborers and merchants. No longer able to live the life of a warrior, Gateway will ever be out of their reach. There are many Shek splinter groups who live outside Shek society. Among these are Kral's Chosen, led by Flying Bull. These Shek warriors do not believe in the reforms of the Stone Golem, and still hold true to King Shagar's idea of death and glory, and stand opposed to the Stone Golem and how she leads the Shek Kingdom. The Band of Bones are Shek who have been dishonored or have had their horns removed, and live outside of Shek society, refusing to give up the life of a Shek warrior. And then there are the Berserkers, mysterious outcasts who seek death at the hands of the strongest foes this world has to offer. Though the Shek Kingdom is in a more peaceful age, this does not mean they do not have enemies. The threat of attack by the Holy Nation is an ever-present danger, as is the distant threat of the United Cities should they defeat the Akronites in their war in Bast. Above all is the threat of the Bugmaster. Who or what this man is, none know, but some say he controls an army of bugs, and has been a threat to the southwest portion of the Shek Kingdom since before the founding of the kingdom itself. Many Shek seek to earn a name against him in battle, while older Shek seek a glorious death at the hands of the Bugmaster before they become too feeble to fight. All these warriors gather in the fortress city known as Last Stand, the place where Kral himself died so long ago. These Shek warriors head to Arch to do battle with the Bugmaster. Either they will defeat him, or they will earn their passage to Gateway. In the end, the Shek Kingdom has decided to let their enemies fight among themselves, as they slowly regain their strength and hope to one day defeat all those who have stood before them in the past.